Protein, thermogenesis and metabolism. Protein is important, not only for the role it plays in every cell in the body, but for the role it plays in weight management as well. Protein significantly increases the body's thermogenesis and plays a vital role in metabolism and digestion as well. Everyone is aware that protein is important for building lean muscle mass, but its role goes far deeper than that. To understand how important lean protein is to good overall health, one must look at how it is used, how it is broken down and the number of functions that it is involved within the body. How much protein do you need? Because it is so vital, it is easy for most people to assume that they need to load up on the protein for their best health. Yes, protein is a vital macronutrient for every cell in the body and performs a very wide range of functions as well, but it can be dangerous if there is too much of it in the body or if you suffer from certain health conditions. Protein intake that makes up over 35% of the daily calories consumed can lead to the most common type of kidney stones, the calcium oxalate stone. People who have diabetes or kidney disease should take special care not to exceed a safe level of protein. In addition, too much protein can cause gallstones, especially in those who are most susceptible to them. In addition, it can lead to electrolyte imbalances, heart arrhythmias and can also interfere with certain types of medications. The amount of protein that the average person needs can be found by using a simple formula. First, divide your current weight in pounds by 2.2 to convert your weight to kilograms. Then multiply that number by 0.8 to get your daily protein need. However, there are some factors that can slightly increase or decrease your protein needs. For example, your daily protein needs can be influenced by how much exercise you get. If you are sedentary the majority of the time, you will need far less protein per day, as much as half the typical daily need, 0.4 grams per kg of body weight, as opposed to 0.8. If you are doing light to moderate exercises, your needs can range from 0.5-0.8 grams per kg of body weight. If you are an active exerciser, doing moderate to intense exercise for 30 to 60 minutes at least 4 days a week, you may need up to a full gram of protein per kg of body weight. Bodybuilders typically need around 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein. The amount is not extreme and it is a myth that they get big because of the protein that they consume. Protein and thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is the creation of heat by the body as it burns energy. Our body regulates our temperature, striving to keep a constant temperature of 98.7, on average, although there are fluctuations in normal temperature. When we eat, our temperature tends to increase, although it is usually not so much that we notice. Think of the last really big meal that you ate. You probably were very full, maybe uncomfortable and most of all, you might have been sweating and feeling a little warmer than normal. This is the process of thermogenesis and it actually lasts for around 3 to 4 hours after the meal's completion. Everything that a person eats causes some level of thermogenesis. In the average, non-dieting person, it is around 8%. For a dieter, thermogenesis levels may be only 4 to 5% because they are not eating as much food each day. Different nutrients affect thermogenesis differently, with fats affecting it the least amount at around 3%. Carbohydrates raise temperatures around 10% and proteins are the powerhouse with a 30% increase. Thermogenesis is important, because the more energy that is being burned by the body means that fewer calories will be stored as fat. Thermogenesis is affected 100% by a high-protein, low-fat diet versus a high-carbohydrate, low-fat diet. The only thing that increases thermogenesis more than protein is alcohol. Source: Westertop, Department of Human Biology, Maastricht University. Protein and metabolism. Protein plays many vital roles in the body and indirectly affects weight management by its key part in the regulation of sleep, digestion and ovulation in women. To understand how protein is utilized in the body for these various roles, it is important to understand how protein is broken down and what it is made of. Proteins are made of simple compounds of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen called amino acids. These amino acids link together to form chains that are called peptides. The typical protein can be made up of as many as 500 or more different amino acids. Each type of protein can be classified as complete or incomplete. A complete protein is one that has all 8 of the essential amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, valine, threonine, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, and lysine. These are considered to be essential because the body cannot make them on its own and must get them from outside sources. An incomplete protein is one that is lacking one or more of the 8 essential amino acids. Plant proteins tend to be incomplete, however soy and soy-based foods are complete. Source: Mangels, the Vegetarian Resource Group. The protein peptides are broken down during digestion into enzymes which are classified as either proteinases or proteases. The first step happens in the stomach with hydrochloric acid and gastric acid. In the stomach, a gastric enzyme, pepsin, is released to digest the amino acids into which the protein has now been broken down. Pepsin is a protease and is the only one that is able to digest collagen, a protein that is found in animal connective tissue. The next step occurs in the duodenum, the first segment of the small intestine. The pancreas secretes its own protease enzymes, trypsin and chymotrypsin. Trypsin breaks proteins down into amino acid molecules through a process called hydrolysis. During hydrolysis, a water molecule is wedged between two amino acids to break their bond and separate them. After the hydrolysis process, the amino acids will be small enough to pass through the intestinal lining and into the bloodstream, where they will be used to make new amino acids, hormones and enzymes, and the whole process can start again. Source: The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. When we metabolize foods, we burn calories for energy. The body actually burns fuel to digest the foods, so your metabolism kicks in from the second you put a forkful of food into your mouth. If you take in more food than you are burning through normal activity and exercise, your body will store the extra as fat. Protein is slower to digest in the body and can be beneficial because it is more satisfying, does not cause blood sugar spikes and lessens the insulin surge that is felt by the body. The body knows how much protein that it needs and will do whatever it takes to get it. This is an important fact to know because if the right level of the right kind of protein is not being eaten, the body will eat more and more foods to make up for the lack. Source: Science Alert, Massey University.